Okay, so let me start doing that. Alright, so your question is that a numeric variable has a minimum length of 3 bytes, correct?
Yes.
So how can it be like maximum is 8 bytes? I'm not getting the question. Can you repeat again?
Like, sir, I just want you to give an example regarding the same.
Okay, alright. So let's say I've written a program data set. Now, okay. Right. Okay, and here I have assigned a size of 2 bytes. So I haven't told you yet that how to assign a kind of size to any numeric variable. Okay, so rather than that, let me write this so that you can understand it. Length num, I'm just writing 2. Okay, so I'm trying to assign 2 bytes of length to the variable num. When I run it, I see an error over here that the length of the numeric variable is 328.
Minimum 3 to 8. Yeah.
The same thing if you'll do in the SAS latest version, you can do 2, but you cannot do 1. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Alright, so let's start. I think the other lady, I'm not sure whether she would join or not. Okay, so now yesterday we covered like till miss over option, and
Yes.
if this miss over option will, let me write this the problem again, a little recap. I write name is and salary. Name is character, and let me write the 813. Okay, now this 67 is missing. Okay, now if I write this option, data lines and miss over, I know 85 whatever number is written over here will be taken as age and salary will be treated as missing. Correct?
Yes.
So to resolve this value, to resolve this issue basically, we have one more option called DST. The option name is DSD. Okay? The
Okay.
DSD stands for delimiter sensitive data. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Now, there is a problem with DSD. The problem is, moment you define it, first of all, where we write it? We write it in the in file statement. So,
Okay.
I have to write it here, DSD. Okay? But the problem is, as soon as I write this option in my in file statement, space, which is treated as default delimiter, no longer works
Delimiters.
as default delimiter. Okay, so the moment
Okay.
I write DSD, my delimiter becomes what? Comma, comma with single quotes and comma with double quotes. These three things are treated as delimiter. All right, so let's do that and let's see what happens. When I've written DSD and I try to run this program, can you please tell me how many observations I would get in this program?
Under this, no one.
No one.
Matlab, कुछ भी नहीं, हाँ, क्योंकि इसमें हमें फिर कॉमा एंड ये सब यूज करना पड़ेगा ना फॉर डीएसटी.
Okay. So no, your answer is wrong. So yesterday I told you the reading method, how SAS reads the data. It will start from here, okay, and it will keep on reading until it gets a delimiter. Correct? So earlier, yesterday, space was treated as delimiter. Or if I want to
Delimiters.
find this DSD, this space is treated as delimiter. However, now I have written DSD. So space is no longer the delimiter. What SAS does in two cases,
Okay.
SAS treat that the value, SAS understood that the value is finished. Number one, when it gets a delimiter. Number two, when it reach at the end of the record. In these two cases, SAS understand that the value is finished. So what it would do in this case, it would start from here. Okay, it will keep on reading, keep on reading, keep on reading until it gets either a delimiter or end of the record. So it reached at the end of the record, right? And that is
Okay.
the entire value is read as name. Number one. Now, it didn't find the value for age and salary in the same
Age.
record, right?
Right.
So what it would do? This is my question to you. So if the value is not
We
available in the same line, what it would do?
same.
What?
Don't know, sir.
I told you yesterday. Would it go home or where it will go?
So can you please repeat it once again, the question?
Okay. The question is, when a value for a particular variable is not available in the same line, same record, where the pointer will go to find that
Next line.
next line. Yes, that's the answer. So let's say age is not available in the same line. That is why it would go to the next line to find the answer,
Next line. Yes, sir.
and it will start reading it again and again until it gets a delimiter or end of the record. So it reached at the end of the record. So it realized that this entire thing is treated as age. Okay. And here also it did
Okay.
find the value for salary. So again go to the next line and read this entire record as salary, whether it's happening or not. Okay, let me make it cat. Cat. Let me add. See, so that's what is happening, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
do you see any problem in this output?
No, sir.
You don't see any problem? I do see. So see, here I have 89,000, but in the output I have only got 89.
Space. Space. Zero is not visible.
30 is not visible, is it? Okay. So instead of 0, if I use 1, would it be visible?
Sir, वो minimum maximum size of 8 byte.
Not maximum. Default size is 8 byte.
Default size.
Yeah. So for a character variable, as of now in my data statement, I have defined all the variable as character. So that is why when I'm running it, it is giving the entire record, but the capacity is only 8 bytes. That is why it is reflecting or showing only 8 bytes of data over here. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. So the same thing is happening with salary. This is one thing. Now, so I got to know that just because of DSD, as space is not getting treated as a delimiter, it is reading the entire record as one value.
One byte.
Fine. Now, let me tell you two other things. about DSD. So the first thing is it treats comma, comma with single quote and comma with double quote as a delimiter. Number two, it treats two consecutive delimiter as missing. So if two consecutive delimiter comes one after the other, then it would take it as missing value. And the third one is, let's say I have a record AA 78,000. There is one delimiter here, one delimiter here. Okay. Now, for the first and last value, if it is missing, let's say if I have delimiter 78 and then 78,000, my name is missing. So DSD would also treat a single delimiter as missing if it is if the value is not available for the first variable in the statement or the last variable. Or you can say like for the first and last variable, it treats single delimiter as missing. Let me give you one example. So let's say this data is written delimiter 78,000. The pointer came here. Now it is reading the value for name, and the moment it started, it got a delimiter. So it would treat this as missing. Okay, so there are three rules. Can you repeat that rule again?
So the first one is about it treats delimiter as the comma and the comma with single quote as it treated as delimiters. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second one, समझ नहीं आया.
Okay. So second one is it treats two consecutive delimiter as missing.
Okay. Two.
Yeah, I will explain that. I will elaborate it. And the third one is for the first and last variable, it treats single delimiter as. So let me put one thing over here. As DSD is treating comma as a delimiter, I will put comma first of all. Okay. So now I have added comma instead of space. Let's see what it is doing actually. Let me run that. See, all the values are populating properly. Now I just remove one value. This one. Okay. Now I try to run it. So it automatically treated A as missing. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is what DSD is doing. And if I have, let's say I do not have value for name, the starting of the record is a delimiter, and I also do not have value for salary, and I run this, I get name as missing and salary as missing. So this is what I wanted to say about DSD.
Okay. Sir, but why this 111 is appear? Because we have the 8 byte default limit.
Okay. So now salary is a different variable. For salary, it started from here. How many bytes are there?
1 byte.
1 byte. How come?
1 2 3 4 5 5.
For salary, I've defined salary as character. So let me make it numeric. Then also everything would have. Okay. So this is what is happening. Now it is coming or defined as 1 dot. Okay. Let's move ahead.
Sir, 89111 is of 5 byte, right?
Okay. So there is a confusion over here. If I am defining it as a character, then for character variable, one letter, one digit or anything is treated as 1 byte. So that's why it would be 5 bytes. However, the moment I made it a numeric variable, for numeric variable, you cannot guess it easily what would be the size of this, but one digit is not 1 byte.
Okay.
Alright? Okay, let's move ahead. So this is how a DSD works. But now the restriction is, do I always need to use a comma or comma single quotes or double quotes as a delimiter if I want to treat some values or some values are missing in the between of the in the middle of the record? So the answer is no. If I want have some other delimiter in my data, let's say instead of comma, if I have space as a delimiter, then I can use another keyword called DLM equals to, and within quotes I can define the delimiter, whatever delimiter I'm going to use. So let's say if it's a space, I would add a space over here. Okay. So now DSD will also work, and DSD will treat space as a delimiter. Now if I run it, let's give it a different name, and if I run it, see the test is showing like the same result. The limit is I can define up to 200 characters over here, and there can be multiple characters I can define. Let me give you one more example. Suppose I have written a pipe and an ampersand and a star. Let me do this way. So I added one hyphen, one pipe operator, then one star, and some other character. Okay, and I've written, let's say, a dollar sign and a hash. Okay, so these many special characters I've defined as delimiter. So what I can do, I can specify all these special characters in my DLM equal to option, whatever character I want to treat as delimiter. Do you understand this, Nancy?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
We should have to mention all of the signs in file data lines.
yes, not in file data lines, in DLM equal to option.
In DLM.
Yeah, for DLM you would write in file, that is true, but within the DLM option you can define. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is about like DSD and DLM options. Okay. Now my question is, there is a question I want to ask. Let me see how clear you are. I remove this DSD. Okay. And I just define hyphen as a character. Hyphen, hyphen. Okay, so this is the data I have, and I have not written DSD, I have written DLM equal to hyphen. Okay, can you please tell me the output of this program, or can you only how many observation I would get in the output?
We will get 2 observation in that.
Okay, so the answer is correct. Now tell me why.
AA 2389111, then BB space, because 2 space will be considered as delimiters.
No, here hyphen is considered as delimiter.
Okay.
So,
And 75,000. नहीं 2 से भी ज़्यादा हो सकता है सर, बट हम DST के बिना DLM मतलब यूज कैसे करेंगे? Without DST?
Did I say that you can only use DLM with DSD? I didn't say that. Okay.
No.
So the DLM and DSD both are independent options. You can use it.
All right.
With,
individual.
Or any which combination you can use. So I am only using DLM. So let me. Your answer is correct, but you could not give me the explanation. Correct explanation. Let me give you. So here, if I don't write this option, my default delimiter is space. However,
yes,
if I want to treat some other character as a delimiter, I have to define that over here. Okay. Now, instead of space, this hyphen will be treated as delimiter. Okay. So now how SAS would read it? It would start from here It would read name. The moment it gets a delimiter, it will stop and send this value to name.
Name.
Again, it would start from here, send this value to age, and this value to salary. It would come here, it would read BB, it got a delimiter, it will stop, it will send BB to name. Again, it will come or start from here. So here, it won't treat two consecutive delimiter as missing because I have not defined DSC option. So two consecutive delimiter will only be treated as missing when you have written DSD.
DSD. Okay.
Otherwise, it would work like normal. The way it was working. So this 75,000 will be treated or as age. Now it won't find value for salary in the same line. So where it will go?
It will go to the second line, next line.
Next line. So it will read salary CC as salary. Okay.
Salary.
Let's as character. So see, I will get only two options. Okay.
Yes.
Got it? However, so now another question is, can you please tell me now how many observation I would get?
We will get each options.
Each option?
Three options. Three options.
Not options.
Three observations.
Observation.
Observations.
Right. So what would be the second observation?
BB space 75,000 and CC 78,000.
Okay. So what would be the value of salary in second observation?
75,000.
Okay. So you are still not clear. Thing is,
Sir?
I have written miss over. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What does miss over option do?
The value which is not the value which is missing, that is of second line of age. The value is not available, so that automatically comes to the third.
Okay. I am asking what miss over option does.
सर जो भी हमारी वैल्यू मिसिंग है उस चीज को वो मतलब आगे मतलब उस चीज को वो ब्लैंक छोड़ देती है.
Okay, so let me
Space.
explain that again. Okay. What happens when the value is not available for a particular variable in the same line? The default nature of the pointer is it will go to the next line to find that value. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now I don't want that. I want if the value is missing, you should treat it as missing, but you should not go to the next line to find that. If I want to do that, I have to write this option in my in file. So miss over option will not let the pointer go to the next line if the value is missing for last variable or last couple of variables. Okay, so that's what it is.
Yes.
See, so 75,000 is treated as age and salary is. You got it or not?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me ask you one more question. So I have. Now tell me how many observation I would get?
You will get three observation.
Okay.
The first one is double A, consider as name. 89,111 consider as age. And the salary will be blank.
Okay.
Okay. Now comes to the second observation, that is BB 75,000 and space.
Okay.
And the third observation is same.
Okay. So I remove this miss over. Now tell me the output.
Double A DLM hyphen will be considered as like
Delimiter.
Yeah, delimiters. double A 89 triple space 89 111.
Okay, so AA is name, age is
Yes.
89 triple one.
Blank.
Oh, age is blank. Okay, and salary is 89.
And then the salary is 89 111.
Okay, how come you said this? Have I written
Sir,
have I written DSD over here?
no.
So that means two consecutive delimiter will not be treated as this. Okay, let's do this.
Space.
I just add two spaces between the values. Okay. Instead of hyphen, I have added space and I have removed this option. Okay, or let's say instead of hyphen, I have defined space as a delimiter. Either I define or don't define, doesn't matter. Now tell me the output. So let me not write it. Yeah, now tell me the output.
Double A consider as name, 89 111 consider as age. Then the salary will be double B.
Correct.
Then name बस इधर तक ही रहेगा फिर नहीं आएगा 75,000 will not be considered as name.
Yeah, so it now I told you one more thing yesterday. After reading the last variable, where the pointer goes?
It will goes to the second line.
It goes to the next line, not second line.
Yeah, next line, sorry.
Yeah. Then
name will be considered as CC. Then 89 age.
Yeah,
and salary 78,000.
Yes, that is correct. Let's see that. So you have given the absolutely correct answer. Okay. Now, the only thing now I'm going to change is a delimiter. Okay. And instead of space, I'm just adding two delimiter over. Okay. Now tell me the output.
Double A.
Will it or not?
Name will be considered as, yeah?
Will it be same as the last output or not?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, it will be.
Yes. So see. Okay. So I hope you have understood it now that how this DLM is working. This is nothing but changing the delimiter. It is not at all changing anything else. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's how this DSD and DLM work. Okay. Let's move ahead. So this was the method I used.
Sir, if we delete this hyphen, then is there any change under this?
Let's say if I delete this hyphen, okay. Good.
Under in-file data lines.
Oh, not here. Okay. Let's do that. So I delete it. I don't define anything. That's what you are saying?
Yes.
I guess it's
Sir, what would be the observation now?
So I guess space. As of now, I have not defined anything over here. What should be that? I think space should be treated as delimiter. I'm not sure because you have not written anything over here. So let's see. Let's try it. Yeah. So it did not treat anything as delimiter. It considered the entire thing as one. Okay.
Okay.
Let me put some space and then see whether it is treating space as a delimiter or not. I'm sorry. Yes. So if you are not writing anything, it will treat space as a delimiter. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what happened. All right. Let's move ahead. Now, so this was about the line input. Okay, and let's discuss one more issue over here. Suppose I have my data like Mr. Robert. His age is 45 and he is doing then Miss Mary. And I've added like okay, these two observations I have added. Okay, now can you tell me if I run this program what would be my output?
Same name will be considered as Mr. Robert,
Mm-hmm.
age 45, salary 1 lakh.
Okay.
Then comes to the second observation, it would be same.
So you're saying this Mr. Robert would come completely under name. Is that what you are saying?
No sir, because there's Robert will come to this age
Yes.
because there is a delimiter.
Yes, you're right. So whenever I'm asking question, don't be in hurry, think over it and then only give me the answer. So now when I run it,
Sorry.
see, so you were able to guess the correct answer, but earlier you didn't do that. Okay, no problem. So this Robert is coming under age just because of a delimiter I have in between the values. Correct? Now, so I am using
Yes sir.
the default style of reading raw data or the line input, and that is why it is happening. It will start from here. The moment it gets a delimiter, it will stop and send this value to the variable.
Name.
And that is why it is sending Robert in under 8. So there are two ways I can like solve this issue. The first one is I can use a modifier called ampersand. Like ampersand I have written over here. What does it do? For this variable, if I'm reading the value for the variable, whatever variable I'm reading the value for, it won't treat single space as a delimiter. It will
Okay.
double space as a delimiter. Okay, for me. So it will start from here. Now as I've defined ampersand, so for name, it won't treat single space as a delimiter. It will come here, it won't stop, and it would freeze it till here. Okay. So the same thing in
Okay.
this case. So now the condition is whenever you are using this modifier, you can only use when you have space as a delimiter in your raw data and you have at least double space between the previous variable and the next variable.
Okay.
Alright. Suppose if I have
Yes sir.
only one space between these two values, so it won't read the single space as a delimiter and will read this also.
Consider all in the name.
Yes, correct. Okay. So now there would be one more problem. When I read this, the size would become a problem because the default size for a character is 8 bytes and I have
8 bytes.
yeah. When I run it, I would get only Mr. ROBE. So there are two methods again I can use. One,
Sir, is spaces counted in bytes?
yeah, because
Okay.
this space is also occupy some space in the memory.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. So there are multiple ways I can do it. Number one, I can write a kind of length over here. Okay. So when I write it over here, it becomes the length of this variable or the size of this variable, basically. So the name can be up to 10 bytes now rather than the default size of 8 bytes. When I run it, oh, what happened? Okay, sure. Yeah. 1 second. Rather than I have to write it. See, now it is coming completely. Okay.
Yes.
This is one way. The second way is I can use a length statement rather than writing this. I can use length name and I can write it's a character variable, so dollar. When I run this, and I don't need to write it over here, I just need to write ampersand. When I run it, I get it complete. Okay, so these are the two ways.
Yes sir.
The second method, what I can do is I can use column input to read the data. Okay, so what I can do instead of using this line input, I can use column input. What is column input? Column input means I would control the movement of the pointer and I would define a range or of a value which I want to read for a particular variable. Let's say this name, I know it is starting from the first position, so I will write 1 and it is going up to the 10th position. I can count it from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I can write, oh sorry, 1 to 10. It's a character, so I would add a dot. Again, age is starting at column number 17 and ending at column number 18. How do I see that?
18.
See, whenever I'm clicking over here, a number is coming over here. Do you see that number? Call 17?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is how I'm getting the location. I don't have to count. I just need to place my cursor. So it is starting at 17 and ending at 18. So 17 to 18. Similarly, salary is starting at 26 and ending at 31. So I will write 26 to 31. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
When I run it, see, I'm getting the values. Okay. Let me create some different.
Sir, but why we use this? Like we get the same by the use of that modifier.
Okay. Good question. So let me tell you why do we. So suppose now I only have one space between these two values. Can we use that modifier? We cannot, because it would treat single space as a part of value. So it will read the entire record.
Okay.
Alright?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why we use this method most of the time? When I am sure that the values are in this range. So the benefit of this is I can read my data in any sequence. That means it is not mandatory that I should read the name first. I can read salary first, then I can read age, or I can read my data in any sequence.
Okay.
Then it see. Oh, salary is coming as dot. Why? 26 to 31. No, the pointer is this. It is 15 to 20. Okay. Name is 1 to 10 and this is 12 to 30. When I do this and run it, see, I'm getting the value. Okay.
Yes.
Similarly, the benefit of column input, this is one, I can read the value in any sequence. If there is no delimiter in my data, then also I can use this reading style. Let's say I have department 1001, then I have grade, then I have city. Similarly, I have one more data, grade B and New York. Okay, this is what I have. So I have department as character, then I have city, and all three variables are character. So I've added that. Now department is starting at column number 1 and ending at column number
1,
5.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so 1 to
1 to 5.
my grade is starting at column number 6, and this is only one column I need to read, so I will only write that number. Either I can give space
6.
between this number and dollar, or I can omit it. It doesn't make any difference. So this 6 means only one column, and then
Okay.
it is starting at column number 7 and ending at column number 11. So I would write that. The moment I write it, I can read. So the only limitation with this input style is that my value should start or should be within that range, whatever I'm going to define. If the value is not starting from the same position, I cannot use this reading.
Okay.
Alright?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this is about the column input. Now there is no like misover or other modifier here because it is the most easy way of reading the raw data. Okay, the only limitation
Yes, sir.
is the starting position of the values.
So I have to practice this, right?
Yeah. So what I'll do, I have uploaded this on the software on Google Drive. I will share a link with you. You can download it today, and from tomorrow you can install it.
Okay.
Alright. Thank you. Now let's move ahead. So I've told you two things. So what I do, Nancy, I will stop here so that you can practice whatever like
Yes, sir.
I have done so far, and from tomorrow I would start formats and in formats.
All right.
Okay. Or if you want,
सर जो भी आपने पढ़ाया है मतलब these all codings and all तो वो सब मैं प्रैक्टिस कैसे करूंगी like I have installed SAS University Edition that you told me to download.
okay, all right. So see, you just write this codes and whatever I'm telling you, whatever logic I'm telling you, you try to do that, and you just
All right.
play around, just change something and try to see the impact and try to predict the output before you see it, before you run it. So what is the best
All
method
right.
of doing it? Let's say I have written this program. Now without executing it, try to write the output in a notepad and then check
All
it
right.
whether you are correct or not. Because if you just write a program and see the output, you won't understand how it is processing
Yes.
unless you predict the output from your end. So that is the best method
All
to follow. And if you are
Okay, sir.
able to predict a correct output before you see in the system, that means you are learning it. Like I asked you some question today. I did remove some option. I did add some option. So you were able to guess that answer. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So the only thing is you just need to practice, and that's how we will manage.
All right, sir.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Then I will stop here today, and tomorrow I will do
Okay.
formats and informats for you. Okay.
Yes, sir. And sir, what about the fees?
Okay. So I'll call you for that. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.